Internet people, what's going on? Hey everybody, we're having a nice late night live stream. I'm streaming from Austin, Texas in my home studio. Ready to finally share another song from People in Motion with you guys. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This one, Deep End, I wrote and made really early on in the process for the record. I remember just like I got this synth called an Oberheim Matrix 6. Here, I can actually show it to you. I'm in my studio. It's actually, so it kind of recently broke, which is sort of a bummer. But it's this up here. Disregard my cowboy hat. It's up here. And it has like a bunch of iconic patches on it, like that you hear over all these 80s records that, if you know 80s pop music, you'd probably recognize. And yeah, I was just like one day going through all the patches, having fun, and sort of accidentally made a song that felt like a brand new thing for me, which ended up being Deep End. And a lot of the recording of the song, the takes on it, I recorded that day. So it's really organic, really fun, really like electronic in a way by process of how I recorded it, but it's not quantized and corrected in a lot of electronic music. Like a lot of electronic music is perfect. There's a lot of imperfections in the song, which makes it kind of fun. But anyways, that's the story of the song. I guess I'll try to keep up with the chat. I can see a lot of you are here, which is so encouraging. So yeah, I guess we can do like a Q&A like we always do. We've got about 20 minutes to chat it up, have some fun, and then we can watch the music video and the song, and it will exist for the rest of everything existing in the world. Yeah, we're talking about forever, people. Okay, so I'm looking for questions, and when I see some, I will answer. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, so Hales JG has asked, how has the creative process for this album been different for Fuzzy Brain and Harmony House? Great question. So by means of process, it was exactly the same. I made it all myself. I produced it myself. I recorded all the parts myself, wrote the songs, and recorded them all here in my home studio, which is a different studio than both Fuzzy Brain and Harmony House. I lived in different houses for both of those. And for this one, I live in this house. So is in this studio. But I made it all myself. In terms of conceptualizing the album, both Fuzzy Brain and Harmony House were a little bit more like referencing an era where like Fuzzy Brain was kind of like 2010 indie and strictly that. And Harmony House was definitely like an 80s, almost 70s in some areas, era replication in like strictly that. And with People in Motion, I didn't want to worry myself about that too much. I just wanted to make an album that one would just be really great live. That was good context for me to have recently, playing all these shows, which really made this album happen, was seeing the context of like what a Dayglow show is and what it could feel like. People in Motion came from that, but also just wanting to make a dance album that felt like big and imaginative, and I didn't put any walls around it or try to confine it to be something that could exist in a world that already does, but rather try to make a brand new world, which has always really scared me to like not limit the amount of imagination that I use on an album. But with this one I did, and it felt really good and really encouraging. And I feel like I'm in such a exciting place as an artist. And it made a lot of really songs I'm really proud of. So creative process was have as much fun as possible. And I kind of did. So excited, especially with Deep End. It's a really fun, like dancey song. So we'll hopefully I'll be dancing in 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay. What makes this your best album yet? David D has asked me. I don't know necessarily. I mean, if that's up for me to say if it's my best, I'm sure there'll be people who favor any other album over any other one. It's kind of where the album meets you and how you experience it. For me personally, I do think it is my favorite album that I've made, and that's not like a marketing tactic. I really am like most proud of this album. I think my sense of songwriting got really strong on this album. I wrote the songs really fast, and they have a lot of emotional depth and musical depth. And I think my production skills got a lot better. This album feels like more polished and more like poppy, but it's fun because like I didn't have anybody else work on it or anything. So if my songs ever sound better, then that's me having, more knowledge on what I'm doing, which all that to say, I really have no idea what I'm doing in the grand scheme of things. But I do feel more confident on this album, just like releasing it and comparing it to, other songs out there in the world that like professionals made, which is a fun feeling. I don't know, but hopefully you guys like it. Yeah. Okay. Also, I've been thinking lately, like I have such a strange relationship with like social media and connecting on the internet, and it's so hard to not feel like I'm being monotonous or like not breaking through this digital code and trying to reach you guys. But I hope you guys truly know, like, I love making music, and I'm so extremely appreciative for everyone being here. It's so easy, like, when you're an artist or when you're creative in any sense, like when you do stuff online, you start to compare like numbers or things to other people, or I don't know, like it can feel like when I see that there is 651 different people logged onto this video right now, and more happening slowly, it can feel like that's not real or something. But that's amazing that there's that many of you here staying up late to watch this video and listen to my music. And I just really appreciate it. Like I really am thankful for you doing that. And I hope that I'm being genuine when I say that. I guess there's no way to force you to think that, but I hope you know that I really like appreciate it. So thanks everybody for being here and doing all these comments. It's always fun. Okay. I'm seeing Joe collab. I love Joe. Joe's awesome. Maybe we can collab in some way in the future. That'd be sweet. Someone named Slime, hello Slime, has asked me what your favorite song that you've made so far, like composing wise. So what's my favorite song that I've made? I'm going to be simple here and just probably say Deep End. I think Deep End is a really unique pop production song that combines a lot of my favorite elements of a lot of songs in a way that feels really unique to me. So I think I'm really proud of this production and composition. But there's another song on People in Motion, which is coming out October 7th, yeah, called Second Nature, which is like a really fun composition, and I'll be talking about it a lot when it comes out. It's going to be a single before the album, at least as of now. So hopefully that one's coming out soon-ish. At least before October 7th, it'll be out. But yeah, this whole album was really, really fun to make. Okay. I see how La Fiore has asked, I think La Fiore, what's your favorite animal? I have a chocolate black, or a chocolate English lab named Benny, who's 6 months old, and he's my favorite animal ever. He's a cute little beast, and he melts my heart every second. Collab with Boy Pablo. Yeah, I mean, me and Nico collab every day in friendship. We're friends, so hopefully we can make some music one day. We've tried before, and yeah, I mean, Nico's awesome. We're good friends, so whatever collab means, we collab, I think, in life. Okay. Let's see. You guys are so nice. You're saying very nice things. Oh, this is interesting. Caitlin asked, what was your introduction to electronic music? So I kind of grew up finding songs on YouTube by myself, and just really loving the aspect of electronic music that, like, you can make music out of nothing, and which is essentially like, you know, synthesis, or like making sounds on a synth. And I grew up listening to like a lot of Porter Robinson. I don't know if anybody connects with Porter Robinson's music, but it's so melodic and so like imaginative. And I thought it was cool how he was one of the first people to like be in the EDM world, but it's not like EDM. I don't really like EDM type stuff. But then that's the most electronic I really went. And then like Passion Pit, you know, bands like that. But more recently, LCD Sound System, who greatly inspired this record. I love LCD Sound System, and just like very analog electronic music. Like if you can make electronic music that feels dynamic and feels like human in a way, then I think that that's an amazing feat that people can achieve. So I try to achieve that with this record. And really specifically with Deep End, like finding that fine line between electronic music and feeling dynamic and human. So hopefully you can have a sense of that. Tressel Ekman has asked, will you wear wigs? I'm not sure in what scenario you're asking. I guess depending on the scenario, I might say probably. But that scenario being like in a Halloween costume or a thing like that. Will I wear wigs in shows? I would say probably not. I haven't thought about it. Maybe I will. Maybe you just gave me a new idea, Tressel Ekman. But as of now, I'm good with what I got up here. Okay. Matthew Anzenberger, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, said, what was the thought behind the album cover? So it's kind of weird because I've always known, or I've known for a long time, since the beginning of this album being conceptualized, that I wanted to call it People in Motion, and I wanted the album art to be a vast landscape of an unhuman sculpture, which like didn't represent people in motion at all. I don't know why my brain went there, and then later in composing the songs and writing the lyrics, it kind of makes more sense. Because the album both talks about dancing, obviously, you know, People in Motion, it's a dance album. But it kind of serves some commentary on like, you know, our generation's like fast-paced social media, digital age, and like how quickly paced we are and how we don't really stop and focus on anything, or really, especially ourselves. Like we don't have very much commitment just as a whole. And that's one side of it. I wanted to like have this strange juxtaposition between the two things, because it's both good and bad that we're so productive as people as of now. And then also both Fuzzy Brain and Harmony House are like pictures of me or depictions of me. And with this record and this sound, I feel like Dayglow has just become this thing that's so much larger than me. Like I'm the one making the music, and I'm the one that's like pouring these ideas out of my heart. But you guys are part of it, you know, like this is a thing bigger than myself. And so I didn't want to be on the cover to kind of build a world that we could all exist in equally, if that makes sense. Because, yeah, Dayglow has just become this thing, and I wanted it to feel like more of a art piece and a statement than a like a diary, you know, which Harmony House and Fuzzy Brain were more of. The album's still very personal, but that's kind of where the concept came from. Okay, let's see. How I Made series for People in Motion, Star Collector has asked. I would say very likely. I don't like to keep any secrets with what I make. I mean, these songs will be really fun to unpack. So yeah, I mean, I definitely plan on sharing with you guys what I did. Yeah. May has asked me to say hi to Brazil. Hey, Brazil. How's it going? Okay. Any advice for aspiring producers? Man, gosh, my advice is going to sound so cliche. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. And something I have learned, which was really encouraging in the process of making this album, is that nobody really knows what they're doing. And that's okay. I mean, there's no like top secret thing. I think when producing music, just make sure you're having fun. Make sure that you're proud of what you're doing, and you do it a lot, learn a lot about it, gain some wisdom on the process of making music, listen to a bunch of music, watch a lot of videos. And if you don't obsess about it, then you might not make as good of music if you were obsessing about it. Because you know, I'm sure if it's all you thought about, then eventually you'd probably get better. So just go for it. I mean, there's so many free programs and stuff and free plugins, and you know, anybody can make music, but you got to be obsessed about it. That's for sure. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people ask, will we ever see How I Made Crying on the Dance Floor? So this is an unfortunate situation that I'm in, because I would like to eventually. For How I Crying on the Dance Floor, I think Moving Out, Strangers, I think it happened as well. My SD card like crashed and wiped when I recorded the videos, and I'm touring so much right now that I'm really not home very often, and I haven't really had time like to record an episode, especially like rolling out all this new music. So it's really sad that I lost the video that I recorded and unpacked it. Maybe I could do like a live stream one day or something if you guys would want to watch that. But I'm sure eventually I'll do a How I Made for it. But the story behind why it doesn't exist isn't because I didn't record it. It's because technology absolutely failed me one day. Anyways, okay, we got 1 minute. I think when I log off of this, it's going to direct you straight to the live stream. If not, just go to it. Deepen official music video, Dayglow. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Hope you like the song. Share it with your friends, your family. Dance in your room. That's what it's made for. And yeah, hope you like it. Thanks everybody for being here. Bye-bye.